Ask them between and
we're going to have to talk about between now and kick-off.
Depends when they want to kick it.
Well, yeah, there's supposedly only 3 days to do.
Yeah. Are you restarting that while we're doing this? Are you doing that while we're doing this?
York Street.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Foxs Biscuits Stadium here in Batley. Interesting name for the stadium for today's friendly challenge between the Batley Bulldogs and the Featherstone Rovers. Quick rundown of the team news for you, first of all. Starting with the Bulldogs, at fullback is number 1, James Craven. And number 2 is Wayne Ritty. In the centres, number 3, Sean Ainscoe. And number 20, Sean Squires. And on the opposite wing is number 5, Johnny Campbell. In the half-backs is number 22, Jordan Grayston, alongside number 7, Scott Leatherbarrow. In the front row, number 18 is Tom Lillycrop. Number 4, Alistair Leake. And number 21 is James Brown. In the second row is number 11, Alex Bretherton, with no number on his back. It's an interesting one, is Lee. And the loose forward is Joe Chandler, wearing number 17. On the interchange bench for the Bulldogs is number 9, Anthony. Number 10, Alex Rowe. Number 50 is Adam Gledhill. Number 19, a former Rover, is Shift. And number 23 is Brad Day. And also with no number on his back is Tom Thackeray. 2 changes to the Rovers lineup from last time out at Wakefield. See Andy Ellis coming in for Sean Irwin, who drops out altogether today. No Irwin for the Rovers. And also Jack Bussey in for Tim Spears, who drops to the bench. So the Rovers lineup today at fullback is number 1 is Ian Hardman. Number 20 is Ben Blackmore. Number 3 is Thomas Minns. Number 4, Nathan Chappell. And number 5 is Paul Sykes. And number 7 is Gaz Moore. In the front row, number 8 is Jordan Baldwinson, alongside number 10. And in between those two is Andy Ellis in for Win. In the second row, it's number 11, James Lockwood. And number 12, Jamie Cording. And the loose forward for Rovers, number 24, Jack Bussey, in for Tim Spears, who's up to the bench. Thank you for deafening me. Along number 2, Karen Johnson. Number 17, Colin Royd. Number 13, Luke Teasdale. Number 21, Liam Wormsley. 25 is Luke Coote. 16 is Tim Spears. Number 18 is Will Milner. And number 22 is Mason Tonks. So it's going to be the Bulldogs getting the game underway this afternoon. Joe, your thoughts on today's match?
Well, yeah, it certainly looks like a tasty encounter here at Foxs Stadium. It's Batley now, get us on the way. Kicking deep, and it's Gaz Moore who's going to take first possession of this ball, send it inside now.
Indeed it is, and here are the Rovers in possession with the first set. Andy Ellis will take it from acting half-back. Finds Will Sharp, who's Rovers trying to work out from their own 20. Very muddy conditions. You've got to praise the efforts of the Bulldogs to clear the snow from the pitch today. Here's Jack Bussey. Ellis. Here finds Wood. Wood, of course, a close season acquisition from the Warrington Wolves, where he spent most of his career, if not all of his career. That's a good first defensive set from the Bulldogs. Rovers are on their own 30. And it's Moore with a kick. That's charged down. And it's the Bulldogs who drop on it. So Rovers failing to get the position from the early kick, Joe.
Yeah, not the start we'd have hoped for. The Bulldogs now starting within the Featherstone 30. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they can do as the first set in an attacking area.
Indeed it will, and here are the Bulldogs then in possession. Alistair Leake from acting half-back. Tries to scoot himself, gets away from Ellis. But well wrapped up by 2 other Rovers defenders, Jack Bussey being one of them. Leatherbarrow now. It's a kick through from Leatherbarrow for the corner. Will Sharp just watch as that one run dead. So there'll be a scrum down, head and feed on the 10 for Rovers. Joe, how do you see this game panning out?
Well, I think Batley have already shown the way they intend to play this game. They're kicking it out in the 10, looking to pin us down in this bottom corner. It's a famous slope at Batley, and they're going to use it to their full advantage.
Indeed they are, and here are the Rovers now. They scrum down on their own 10. Rovers playing up the slope in the first half. Here's fullback Ian Hardman. So Rovers trying to work out from their own 20. They're just on the 20-metre line now. Andy Ellis moves that ball inside to Lockwood. And that's the first penalty of the afternoon for Rovers. So Rovers with a chance to get some good field possession now in the Batley half and hopefully to build an attack here.
Yeah, we were certainly in need of that there. We've not got too far out, but now we're starting on our own 40 and we've got a chance to spring an attack. Certainly Batley doing a good job of containing us early in this half, though. It's exactly the kind of start John Keir will have been wanting.
It certainly is, and here are Rovers then just short of halfway. Andy Ellis with a scoop moves the ball inside to Wood with an offload to Moore. Here's Hardman now. Shows it once and then takes that tackle. That's Jack Bussey, sorry. And a knock on there from Andy Ellis, so that's in half. Disappointing it is for Rovers. The chance was there for Rovers to back in the Batley half. And the mistake from Martin half back and the chance goes begging.
Yeah, it's definitely Bovril weather out there. You're going to get those kind of mistakes around the back of the ruck in this weather. Hands are going to be cold and pickups aren't going to be easy today. But now it's about holding them within their own areas and stopping them getting the attack in this set.
It certainly is. And here are the Bulldogs then. It's Leake. Moves the ball out towards that left-hand side. Here's Sean Ainscoe. Some great experience for the Bulldogs in the signing of Sean Ainscoe. And the Bulldogs are now in the Rovers half, using that famous slope to their advantage and making good yards. It's Lillicrot with the drive. Leake waits, looks left. He's going to go to the left. But again, good defence from the Rovers there. Lee goes down the short side. It's a kick on the last. Good positioning though by the Rovers. And it's a good return. But not many yards made forward as a lateral return. Moore from Martin halfback moves the ball inside. And once again the Bulldogs pinning Rovers back in their own 10. And once again the Bulldogs pinning Rovers back. And once again though conceding a penalty for... So Rovers able to get out of danger.
Yeah, this indiscipline could cost Batley. They're doing good to contain the Rovers, but you give away silly penalties like that and it's going to cost you later in the game.
Indeed it is, and there's another one. Another one, so 2 penalties in 3 tackles. I've got Rovers not only off their own try line, but quite possibly now into the Bulldogs half. And that's another penalty from Moore, and Rovers indeed will start now in the Bulldogs half. And Gareth Moore, of course, the former Bulldogs player, will know this pitch very well, Joe.
Certainly will, and he'll be hoping he can make sure he stays in touching distance when we enter the dressing rooms, and he'll be able to take advantage of that slope himself with his kicking game, which has been great so far in pre-season.
Here are the Rovers now. Here's Sykes. Moves it to Hardman. Hardman out to Chappell now. Rovers attacking down this left channel. Good defence though from the Bulldogs. Sharp from Martin halfback finds Sykes again. Shows it twice. Takes on the line. Still going Sykes. That's an offload to Wood. Rovers then on the Batley 20 now. Moore takes on the Bulldogs line himself. Gets the ball away. Ellis now. Here's Moore again. Moore with a kick through. That's well taken though by the Bulldogs. First real attacking set from the Rovers comes to nothing, but getting the position and working the ball well.
Yeah, I mean, there were promising signs there from the Rovers. We saw when we came down this left channel, we looked a threat, and certainly if we can get more of the ball out wide, I'm not sure Batley are going to be able to handle us today.
Here's Wayne Retty in possession, of course, formerly of Halifax. And the Bulldogs now having to work out from their own line. But going down the slope, of course. Good defence on that set from Jack Bussey. Here's the kick over the top from centre field. It's controlled by Hardman, who has meters to an inch, goes lateral. Finds Will Sharp. Sharp had Chappell outside him, but ended up taking the tackle. Here's Chappell now. A return to Rovers for Nathan Chappell after a spell away. And here's Cording now. Rovers are back in the Bulldogs half. Ellis. And that's another penalty. Ben Blackmore winning the penalty for holding down. You mentioned it a few minutes ago, Joe, the discipline could cost the Bulldogs. And this is one of those times if Rovers can get the field position, who knows where this could end up.
Yeah, certainly. We've already looked the threat when in this area before. Now we've got the ball again. A full set starting on the Bulldogs 20. You've got to fancy us to go over here. That indiscipline could cost them, but you've got to hope that Cressley isn't and even up the penalty count referee, or that could cost us in the second half.
Indeed it could. Here's a chance for Chappell. Good defence from the Bulldogs. Scrambling defence, but good defence to shut the chance down in the corner. But the chance was there for Rovers attacking this left-hand side channel again with Nathan Chappell and Will Sharp. You fancy that Rovers have possibly identified a weakness on the Batley right?
Yeah, we've seen already less than 10 minutes gone, and on two separate occasions Rovers have looked dangerous going down this left. Batley unable to cope with it, but the scrambling defence saved them that time.
And here are the Bulldogs now. Trapped inside their own 20. Rovers need to keep the discipline, keep the Bulldogs here. As Leake waits, points to the left, and he goes to the right, indeed. Leake again, comes right again, but again, good defence from Rovers, meeting this Bulldogs line well on the attack. Batley wanting a penalty there, and it's a penalty for Rovers. It's scrum down, head and feet to Rovers. It looks like it may have been a knock-on in the tackle, and Rovers territorial at the moment, Joe. Batley had it in the first couple of minutes, but since then, Rovers seems to be controlling the territory at the moment.
Yeah, we're getting complaints from the ref and that. I'll hear from the Batley fans, but Rovers now with the scrum. We did say that the issues with handling in this weather, and it's certainly looking that way as the ball's put behind Ben Blackmore there, but he's able to salvage the situation.
Indeed he is. And here are Rovers now, working the ball through the hands. They're on the Batley 40. Ellis. The ball's worked through the hands. Here's Moore. Moves it on to Bussey. Bussey out the back door to Moore again. Rovers again attacking down the left channel. Hardman now. Inside to Ellis. What play from Featherstone Rovers. And Rovers there, a drive for the line. They're inside to Batley 10. A real chance here for Featherstone. More with the inside pass to Bussey. And a knock on from Jack Bussey. So once again the chance goes. But Rovers working the position, getting in the right areas. It's just that final pass and that final control.
Yeah, there was a phase in there where we were throwing it around like the Harlem Globetrotters. Jamie Cording cutting inside in a way that we've not seen before, perhaps since he was at loose forward in the early stages of last year. But we've got Batley pinned back in their own 10 now. Can we keep him here? That's the question.
Let's see what the answer is. It's the Batley Bulldogs and in possession. Trying to work out from their own 20 now. Did you get timer going?
Yeah.
An interesting haircut. I can't see who the player is, but can't miss the hair. It's the Bulldogs on their own 30. But it's a kick from inside their own from Weatherbarrow. That's a great defensive set for Rovers. And Ian Hardman now gets away from one. Oh. And here's Blackmore. Batley will know about Blackmore, of course. Blackmore played here for a short spell last year. Or the year before, sorry. Whilst on loan from Huddersfield with the dual reg agreement. Ellis now. Ellis tries to spin away from the tackle. The clock is stopped. And I fancy have a Batley player down injured. Coming up to around about 10 minutes gone in the first half. Show your thoughts in the opening stages.
Well, Batley looks like they were going to control this game down at the bottom end of the field. They were containing Rob as well, but then a series of silly penalties given away, and it's given us the field position, and we now appear to have control of this game. No points as yet, though, so the game is open for anyone.
Indeed it is. We have a Batley player down injured at the moment. Injured in that tackle. It is Joe Chandler, the loose forward. He appears to be okay though. So Ellis will play that ball to Bussey. Here's Sykes now. Sykes puts that ball in the air. Will Sharp underneath it, bounces. Wayne Retty picks up.
Zero tackle.
That's a zero tackle, and that's a penalty for Batley. So indiscipline there costing Rovers. So Batley's first penalty gives them the field position. And now the Bulldogs starting on the 40.
Not sure how the ball appeared to go that far. It was already in the stand by that point in the field. But it's to their own, I suppose, now as the Bulldogs are starting further out, just approaching the halfway line now. We didn't want to see that from them. We wanted to continue to control this field position, and another penalty now given away by the Rovers. Not what we wanted to see. Grassley not happy with what's happening around the ruck here.
Certainly not. Conditions will play a part. Obviously, the ball is greasy. The conditions are slippery. But now the Bulldogs have a chance to attack the Rovers line again. Not been down here for a few minutes. A good first drive in. As Alex rolls on. Here's Leake again now. Bulldogs in the Rovers 10 now. How's the Rovers line defence here? Leake. Leatherbarrows. Moves that ball along to Royston. Rovers holding the Bulldogs, just meets a short there. That's a good drive, and the Bulldogs are over. It's Joe Chandler for the Bulldogs. Disappointing line defence there from the Rovers. And the Bulldogs, after all the possession from Rovers in the first, probably around about 10 to 12 minutes, the Bulldogs strike first. Batley Bulldogs 4, Featherstone Rovers 0.
Yeah, like we said, whilst this remained scoreless, it was open to anyone this game. And first blood goes to the Bulldogs there. They are going to take advantage of this still whilst they have it in this half. It's a condition unlike any other ground I've seen at professional rugby, but you certainly add something to the game. It's another factor that you've got to take into account. And so far, Bulldogs, they're being the master of it today. Scott Levermeyer now taking the kick, lining it up to see if he can take a stride further into the lead. Will we be able to bounce back from this within this half? Still 25 minutes left on the clock as that hits the post. now. It's just 4 points ahead. Will we have to wait until half-time before we can strike back?
Indeed, that conversion hitting the right-hand upright, so it's probably more difficult to hit the upright than it is to get the ball between the uprights, but he's managed it on that occasion. So it is first blood to the Bulldogs. Batley Bulldogs 4, Featherstone Rovers 0. And it'll be Rovers to restart this with Paul Sykes now. And that's the kick-off from Sykes. It's a deep kick-off. Bounces once and it's taken by Wayne Retty. Rovers now just need to do, they were doing everything right. Need to keep the Bulldogs here. Cut out the indiscipline, which is ultimately, on that occasion, Joe, what led to the try was the indiscipline.
Yeah, it definitely was too. Penalties piggyback them up the field and give them the opportunity. They'll have, they can't score twice.
Certainly not. And here are the Bulldogs now as Leather Barrow from acting half-back. That's a good drive there, but well met by Baldwinston. And by Bussey. Lee comes to the right, it's Leather Barrow again. That's a kick through, is that off the Rover? Which way is this going to go? He's given it to the Bulldogs. The kick was charged down, it came off a Rover who played for it. And once again, Joe, they've had one chance on attacking the Rovers half and scored off it. And now they're starting again here on the Rovers 30.
Yeah, here we are. Not the way we wanted things to go. First set after a try, and you end up defending on your 30 on the repeat. Not what we wanted to see. But last, we'll have to see if we can hold them out on this occasion.
Certainly will. And here are the Bulldogs then attacking down that left-hand channel through Sean Squires. And here goes Johnny Campbell. A lot of plenty of yards, but all lateral. Rovers will take that. Leake again moves the ball inside to Joe Chandler. And the ball's worked through the hands now. It's worked on. That's a kick through. It's picked up by Will Sharp though. So Rovers able to defuse that situation. That's a zero tackle. And now Rovers having to work out from their own 20. That's a good little run. A good step. Ellis now waits. Ben Blackmore gets that ball away. It's gone forward. It's another knock on. Another mistake from Rovers. Another mistake from Rovers, Joe, and Batley with another set in the Rovers 20.
Yeah, much like the start of this game, they appear to be holding us back here. Not the way we wanted to respond to the first try of the game. We need to break out here. We need to make sure we hold out on this set, or perhaps we can steal the ball back, put some pressure on this defence, try and force them into a mistake.
That's certainly what Rovers need to do, and here are the Bulldogs now. Here's Joe Chandler. And that's a scoop by Leake. Well met by Andy Ellis. It was a good scoop though, making good yards. And it's a knock on from the Bulldogs. So a let off for Rovers on that occasion. But Batley in the field position again, making the yards, getting the possession. And Rovers now, Joe, have it all to do to get out from their own 20. And what we could really do is one of those couple of those penalties that Batley got.
Yeah, this game very much looking like it's about indiscipline. Great work from the Rovers there. Aggressive on their defence and managed to work it out in this condition. Forced Batley into a mistake, and now we've got the ball. It will be difficult to break out, particularly going uphill now. So can we force them in time to hold us down or play some expansive play from the beginning? It's dangerous, but is it worth the risk?
That's the question as Rovers make a double change. Jack Bussey is coming off. It's been replaced by Jack Ormondroyd. I can't quite see who the other one is.
Space for Baldwinson.
And Tim Spears has gone on for Baldwinson. So double change for Rovers, Joe?
Yeah, particularly impressed by Jordan Baldwinson again. Some good drives from him, and he's got the dirtiest shirt on the field, which is always a good sign of someone who's putting in a shift in this weather.
And here are Rovers now, trying to work out from their own 20. Here is Ormondroyd. Good defence on that occasion from the Bulldogs. Alex Rowe in attendance. Spears moves the ball. This is better from Rovers. Rovers trying to move the ball about a bit more now.
Crossing, he's already in tackle.
Ellis takes a scoot himself from acting half. And Rovers just short of halfway. It's Tim Spears attacking half. That's a new one. It's a kick from Moreover. A change of direction. That's a great kick. Pinning the Bulldogs back on their own 10. And it's Johnny Campbell has to return. And what a chase as well. Tim Spears attacking half back.
Yeah, Tim Spears acting half back. He did the job though, and it was a great kick there from Gaz Moore. What a chase from Andy Ellis, by the way. Met them with a tackle and kept them on their 20.
It certainly did, and here's Johnny Campbell in possession now. Alex Rowe. And it's another penalty for the Bulldogs. Certainly is a big unit, is Alex Rowe, and it certainly draws the teams in well. And led that penalty. So the Bulldogs once again show in the Rovers half.
Yeah, certainly since they've tried, they've gained a real lift and they're coming forward with some force. They're keeping Rovers back on their defence, and now they've got another opportunity to try and get themselves over this line.
Here's Alex Rowe again. The ball's worked out. Grayston through the hands of Johnny Craven out to that left hand side. Here's Johnny Campbell with a pass inside to James Craven again. The ball's come loose. He's not going to give this try, is he? How on earth can he give that? I'm not sure how the ball came loose, Joe. I thought it had been knocked on by the Bulldogs. Apparently not, according to the referee. And the Batley Bulldogs stretch out the lead. Batley Bulldogs 8, Featherstone Rovers 0.
Absolute carnage over at the far side of the field, but you can see it coming from a mile off. Rovers far too overstacked down this left side. And Batley had all their men over to their left. They're always going to find a way through somehow, even if it came indirect as it did. Levenborough now with another chance to convert to take his side further into the lead. As it stands though, already 2 scores between the sides. It must have been fairly even overall as a contest.
Indeed, and we're seeing now the introduction of Luke Cooper to the pitch. I'm not sure who's going to come off. As the Bulldogs also make a change, which sees Blade Hill come on. That conversion is made. So it's Batley Bulldogs 10, Featherstone Rovers 0. It's Paul Wood who's come off for the Bulldogs. Not sure who scored that try for the Bulldogs, but it was converted by Leatherbarrow, I presume. And so Rovers restart again with a 10-0 deficit. And here's a kick-off from Sykes. It's another deep kick-off. But a mistake again for Rovers, Joe. That one out on the full.
Yeah. Unable to respond when Batley score a try, and they now have the initiative again. They're going to kick to touch. They're going to start 30 metres out from the Rovers line and get another chance to attack it.
Rovers' discipline, I think, is the biggest problem at the moment. Rovers struggling to get out of their own half at the moment, and here are the Bulldogs again. Joe Chandler And that's a penalty for a high tackle. So once again, discipline again costing Rovers. How much it will cost us, we'll see in a minute. Here's the Bulldogs leak. Moves it to Leatherbarrow, moves it across to Greyston, and that's moved out wide. That's a good hit though that's a good hit out wide on Sean Squires. And here are the Bulldogs now on the Rovers 10. Leatherbarrow. That's a better from Andy Ellis. Good tackle in there. Leak. And the ball's centre field for the Bulldogs. They're under the sticks. And it's a knock on from the Bulldogs. So a let off for Rovers. But the Bulldogs, Joe, are certainly causing a lot of problems for the Rovers. As we're going to see another change here for Rovers as well.
They definitely are. For only their second game in pre-season. Not played since Boxing Day, this Batley side. But they're looking up to it today. And now Luke Teasdale's going into the field. Can he give us some go forward?
First time I've seen Luke Teasdale this season as Andy Ellis takes the breather. So what can Luke Teasdale do now? Rovers trying to work out from their own 20. Good defence from Alex Rowe. Teasdale. More. Short passing is Luke Cooper now. Rovers seem to me at the moment, Joe, seem to be a bit devoid of ideas of how to break through this Batley line.
Yeah, well, it's always going to be difficult. You just need to muster the energy, really, to get out of your own half here at Batley when you're playing in these conditions. But then we've already seen we've had some success down the left. Now, though, the ball's turned over. It's a Batley penalty. Not what we wanted to see. We're just not getting the opportunities in the second half of this opening period.
Indeed, nothing. In fact, it's a Batley scrum down. I'm guessing for a forward pass. Or an incorrect play of the ball. Was the signal. I do apologise. So again, Rovers turning over possession. But the Bulldogs almost caught out down that short side, but did well stay in the field of play. Did Squires. Here's Campbell now with the haircut. Can't miss Johnny Campbell. Good play from the Bulldogs, but Rovers' defence solid on that occasion. Here's Alex Rowe. He's certainly a big unit for a small player, Alex Rowe, and another penalty for the Bulldogs, taken out off the ball. Alex Rowe, though, Joe, certainly causing a lot of problems with direct running at the Rovers' defence.
Yeah, he has. I mean, if you're a big lad like that, this is exactly the kind of game you want to be playing in. Perfect conditions for a forward who's a forceful runner. And now, Batley with a chance deep in Rovers territory. Can they scramble their way over again? This has definitely been their half then.
Indeed it has. How long left, Joe?
How long? 10 minutes.
We've got 10 minutes left of the first half. It certainly has been the Bulldogs' half. Batley turning over possession on that occasion. Rovers trying to break away on the zero tackle. But that came to nothing, so scrum down will be head and feet to Rovers. But again, it might be Rovers' possession, but they're pending their own 20-metre line. Where so far today they're struggling to get out without the help of the referee. And here's Lockwood now. Teasdale. Here's Cooper.
Great leg drive.
Certainly a strong drive there from Cooper, making good yards. Plays the ball again to Teasdale. Here's Sykes now. Rovers need to get Sykes in the game a bit more. Been very quiet the past probably about 10 minutes, Joe.
Yeah, it was a halfback. You're limited to what you can do with the ball yourself in your own half. Other than who fielded the other end of the field, but he thought he was away there. Unfortunately not, but an opportunity now to kick to touch, get some field position and see if we can go into the dressing rooms on the up.
Certainly is what we need to do. And here are the Rovers in the Bulldogs half now. It's Moore. Finds Ormondroyd. Rovers have been up there for about 10 minutes. A chance for Rovers now to not only to build an attack, but to take a breather in terms of the defence as well. They've been working hard on defence in the past few minutes. And Teesdale now. He can cause a lot of problems at acting halfback, and Teesdale making a good few metres there as Gareth Moore now waits. Moore. Sykes. And another mistake for Rovers. And the possession once again turned over. And once again shows the Bulldogs in the ascendancy.
Yeah, there we are, giving away the penalty. And Rovers look a little flushed with it, I'm afraid to say, Ben. Now Batley with the penalty on their 40. Opportunity now just to clear our heads, perhaps. Make sure we set to defend once again against this Batley side, who are definitely on the up.
Certainly in the ascendancy in the first half are the Bulldogs. And here comes a drive from the former Rover, Sean Hesketh. And also Anthony Nicholson is also on for Batley, so a double change there. As Nicholson now waits. Shows it once, and that's a pass that goes to ground, but it's all okay. And Luke Cooper does well to get to the tackle. Nicholson trying to go from acting half himself, but well held up. As Greyston waits, it's acting half back. He'll move to the left. Leatherbarrow with a kick for the corner. Is he going to? It's a try. Johnny Campbell to get that ball down in the corner.
Martinson.
I was talking to this morning.
Johnny Campbell it was, managed to get the ball down. Rovers not strong enough in defence on that right-hand side. Blackmore, Johnny Campbell able to shrug Ben Blackmore like he wasn't even there. And Rovers Joe at the moment are in big trouble. Batley Bulldogs 14, Featherstone Rovers 0.
Yeah, what's happening here today? We did not expect this kind of test from Batley. Side, let's reiterate, they haven't played since Boxing Day, and this Rovers' penultimate pre-season friendly now. Not the way we'd like things to be looking with the season so close. We still players to come in, Ben, but even if we can come back into this in the second half, even if we walk away with the win when we're playing downhill, we'll know we've had a game today. There's no doubt about that.
Certainly will know we've had a game. Ben Blackmore certainly not strong enough in defence there. As Leatherbarrow lines up for yet another conversion attempt. It's tight to the touchline is this one. He's kicked it, what a fantastic conversion. So Leatherbarrow with the goal as well. It's Batley Bulldogs 16, Featherstone Rovers 0. And you've got to look at Ben Blackmore there, Joe. Not strong enough in defence in that corner. Allowing Johnny Campbell to push him away like he wasn't even there. Which of course led to Campbell being able to ground the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you have got to be careful when you're judging a player on things like that. The other player, of course, starting with the forward momentum, so he's definitely going to have the legs on you going into that tussle for the ball. You're limited to what you can do. You can't hold the player back directly, so it's a straight foot race, and Ben Blackmore came off worse that time. I'm sure he'll work on that in training, and by the time the season starts, he'll come out on top.
Indeed he will. Here's Wayne Resty. And the Bulldogs 4 points before time. Rovers, I think, just want to get into the sheds at the minute. Here's Ainscoe. Here's the last tackle, says the referee.
Did he just roll him backwards?
Nicholson to Leatherbarrow. It's a dink over the top from Greyston. Who's quickest? Taken out off the ball, surely, but Rovers have come out with possession. So the referee allows that the advantage. Rovers are out. I think if they had gone to Batley, it would have been a Rovers penalty. The ball's still loose. It's a knock on. Well, it's not going your way, Joe. It's not going your way.
No, and it certainly isn't for Fev today. Oh, ball on there. We tackled off the ball. To be fair to the Batley player, I'm not sure he realised we were both going for the ball, so there's not too much you can do about that. Then we regain it and there's a knock on. Batley get the ball back. It's not what we wanted to see, but really we just want this half to be over, don't we?
Certainly do. Hopefully we'll see a different Rovers coming down the slope in the second half. But Batley now, we're looking to turn the screw even tighter. A 16-0 lead at half-time. It's Leatherbarrow. A loose sound from Nathan Chappell. And I think even he knows that. How long have we got left?
3 minutes.
3 minutes on the clock. It was a loose sound from Nathan Chappell. I think even he acknowledges that. The touch judge saw it. The flag went up. The touch judge is on. Joe, discipline again.
Yeah, a bit sloppier from Nathan Chappell. Not happy to see that. Perhaps his saving grace is that the players go into ground as he makes contact. Therefore, he can't fully be blamed for the shot being slightly high. But you need to be more disciplined when going into the channel. He escapes with just a warning. Like I say, the fact the player was going to ground has probably saved him there.
I think he played right. It was certainly a good talking to by the referee there. Nathan Chappell, when he was in discussion there, signalling that he thought he'd got the chest. The referee said no, it wasn't the chest, it was a bit too high. And so Leatherbarrow with a penalty now, and Rovers just want half time, I think, at the minute. Get back in the dressing room and start again. Can the Bulldogs do what Bulldogs would love another score here. As here's Tom Thackeray now. I think. Because we do have two players without shirts, I think that's Tom Thackeray. Here's Wayne Retty. An inside pass. It's Sean Ainscough. There's great play from Wayne Retty. The ball worked out and he managed to get there. It was a kick over the top for Retty. He was able to knock it back in the field of play. And it was Ainscough who managed to get that ball down. Rovers are in big faults. Batley Bulldogs 20, Featherstone Rovers 0. And we still have the kick to come.
Really got us on the ropes here today, Ben. It'll be interesting to see how we respond. This is the kind of pre-season friendly that you want, though. You want a test, you want a challenge. This is a completely different beast to the one we faced last week over at Bellevue. Trying to be fancy, throw the ball about. We came against that calibre of player who's capable of creating special moments, but we're just getting a gritty, dogged performance here from Batley, and that's challenging us equally, and even more so perhaps. You've got to be prepared for that in this division. You get players who are going to blitz past you, and you get players who are going to power through you. You've got to be able to defend against both, and Rovers today certainly not capable of defending against the latter. Scott Leverard there rubbing salt in the wound, sending the ball between the uprights. He's having a great day with the boots.
Indeed he is. Indeed he is. It's now Batley Bulldogs 22, Featherstone Rovers 0. And Rovers plays somebody blow that half-time hooter. Rovers in desperate need of it at the minute. And yet again it's Paul Sykes kicking. A flatter kick-off this time. Taken by Leatherbarrow, and here come the Bulldogs again. Cooper there trying to get up. The referee not falling for that one on that occasion.
Time any minute.
We are at half-time on our stopwatch here. Just for the official timekeeper's decision as well on half-time. Here are the Bulldogs now then. This is the last tackle. Better defensive set for Rovers. And discipline-wise, it's Leatherbarrow though with a scoot. Able to get the kick away somehow. Bounces twice for Hardman, takes it on his 20. and returns that ball back. That's a better defensive set from the Rovers. Moore now finds Will Sharp. Here goes Blackmore. Rovers on halfway. Blackmore not able to get up. Moore sees a gap and tries to go through it. And there's a penalty. That penalty was seconds before the halftime hooter. What are Rovers going to do? They are going to put it in touch. We're going to see one drive, possibly a kick, and then we'll be in the sheds. And Andy Hay, I think it has to be said, with a lot to do. It's a crossfield kick from Moore, taken by the Bulldogs. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all you're going to get. Andy Hay from the side of us walks down in with a pretty frustrated look on his face at the moment. 4 tries in the first half from the Bulldogs. Tries from Chandler, Campbell and Ainscote. Didn't see who scored the second try in the corner. 3 conversions. Joe, what's your Andy Hay? What do you say at half time?
Well, I'd be a bit bewildered if I was Andy Hay at half time. How do you motivate the team who were just not looking up for it in this first half? There were spells, certainly, you look up until the Batley try after that first 5 minutes where they really hammered at us. We came far more into it. We were looking the better side by far. Looking really up for this game after that try. I don't know where we went. I don't know where our heads went. That's for certain. The rain's now belting it down. The conditions are going to become even worse. It's a game where the forwards really need to pull their finger out. I think we lost something since Jordan Baldwinson left the field. He had a shirt that was dirtier than your current choice of literature. And we need something in the second half. We need someone to take this game by the scruff of the neck and put a big shot on. That's all it takes to lift the team.
Certainly a difficult first half for the Featherstone Rovers. It's half-time here at the Foxs Biscuits Stadium. Batley Bulldogs 22, Featherstone Rovers 0. How many listeners?
3. Ask him to tweet that.
Oh, actually, I best put this back on, isn't it?
Directly.
On now. Good afternoon. Foxs Biscuits Stadium here in Batley. So far, not so good for the Rovers. Batley Bulldogs leading the Rovers by 22 points to 0. Been discussing it with fans around us throughout the course of half time. Should I say? I think the biggest key at the moment is the discipline. Rovers' discipline is letting them down in the first half. But Rovers playing down the hill in the second half, Joe. How big a difference will your Andy Hay? What do you say at half time? Or what did you say?
I'm not even going to attempt that one. It's the impossible task after the effort put by a couple of players in that opening half. The slope, of course, is a massive advantage in conditions like this, though, and we could still most definitely win this game. Big hoof downfield to start the half off, and the game can be ours, can't it, really?
It can be. Also, I think it's safe to say that Rovers certainly do need the first points in the second half. And the officials are on. Hooter from the timekeeper to say, I'm here. Everybody's now on the pitch. Batley will have possession at the start of this second half. Karen Johnson makes his way down to the touchline alongside a couple of other Rovers subs. Interesting to see if Karen Johnson was to get on what his pace could do down a slope like this in the second half.
Well, yeah, everyone seems to be getting a bit bogged down in the mud, but you think Karen Johnson might come on to the field, skate across it, and step around a couple of their big lads who caused us trouble going downhill in the first half. That's the kind of advantage you can have. We saw earlier in the first half that when we sent it wide down our left, we were finding gaps, certainly just unable to exploit them to their fullness. Whether we'll be able to in this half is what's going to decide this game ultimately. Now, as we start with a kick-off from Paul Sykes, it's high and we're getting a good chase here.
Certainly, I think Rovers at the moment, the first thing for Rovers that I would say is right. Second half is 0-0 with nothing to lose now. We're losing already. Go out and show what you can do, and let's get some points on the board. It's the Bulldogs in possession first. You could see the more enthusiasm on the chase. And here are the Bulldogs now. And that's a kick from Leatherbarrow. I think he was just inside his own 40 there. But it was a kick towards the centre of the field and a good return from Hardman, making a good 15 metres there. Seasdale still on. So he moves that ball out to that left-hand side. And here are Rovers and attacking down the left now. It's where they had lost their joy in the first half. In that spell in the first half, Joe, that's where they were attacking and that's where they were causing problems.
Yeah, Batley's right side certainly looked weak in moments in the first half, but you've also got this right corner where the field dips so much. Ultimately, it's just about going at them with pace, making sure we fling it out wide quickly and getting numbers out there.
Indeed, a good kick there from Teasdale, a good return from Retty. Almost getting away, but not quite. And here are the Bulldogs now in possession, trying to work out from their own 20 now. Here's Johnny Campbell, caused a lot of problems in that first half. And I do believe that's a penalty. It is for a high tackle. So again, Rovers discipline there, letting us down, Joe. And another relieving penalty for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there with a high tackle. Ill discipline. It's piggybacking them up the field. We needed to start and control this territory. Make sure we've got the ball in the attacking area so we can show what we can do and make sure we get over the line first in this half. As it starts now, they're going to end up in our half with this set.
Indeed they are, as Nicholson plays that ball, moves it out wide. Nicholson waits. Again moves that ball in field this time. Here are the Bulldogs on the Rovers 40 now. Nicholson moves the ball inside again. Through the hands it goes. On the bounce it is. James Craven moves that ball on in the end. A loose pass, but Rovers not quite alert enough to try and get the possession back. Nicholson, Leatherbarrow, moves the ball out again. I think it's Tom Thackeray. But we have got two Bulldogs on the score sheet without shirts, so I'm not sure which one we've got on now. Here's a kick though. A good cross-field kick. And it's taken. It's the Bulldogs are over.
Squires.
It's Sean Squires again. But the referees disallowed it. A let-off for Rovers. I'm not sure what the referee's given there, Joe. But certainly what Rovers can't afford to do.
Yeah, I'll assume it was a knock-on over the line as we started with a 20 tap and looked to take the ball cleanly to me, but as I was looking for the player's number on the team sheet, I'm afraid I was unable to see what decision was given. Rovers now, with some ascendancy, even a mistake like that from the opposition, it can be what gives the side lift now as we're rushing downfield. See if we can get over this line, get ourselves back in the game.
Indeed, here's Jack Bussey now. That's the last tackle for Rovers. So Moore will put the kick up. It's a good kick. It's Johnny Campbell not interested in the end. In the end, they didn't need to be. The ball has run dead, but a better set for Rovers, Joe. Turning the Bulldogs round and forcing the scrum down.
Yeah, we're using the slope to our advantage. We're making sure we're in this game territorially and we're pinning them back on their 10 now. We need to keep them in there after so we find ourselves in an attacking area for the next set.
Indeed, Rovers now a key to this set now for Rovers defensively is also discipline. Keep your discipline, no penalties. And another loose pass there from the Bulldogs. Batley seems to be losing a bit of concentration. That's a couple of passes in the last few minutes that have gone to ground. Here's Johnny Campbell now. Better defence from Rovers. Can they force the Bulldogs back? This is a lot better from Rovers. Couple of one-man drives from the Bulldogs and quick tackles, keeping the Bulldogs there in their own 20 there. This is the last tackle, and Batley are only just on their own 20. Leatherbarrow's kick, but it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a penalty. And we're going to see a card as well, Joe. Leatherbarrow was taken out off the ball. The penalty's been given. But the penalty's been given where the ball bounced. You're a referee, you can probably explain that better than I can.
Yeah, because the kicker is taken out off the ball, the penalty's given to the greatest advantage, and that's where the ball bounces. The ball was actually taken on the full by Ben Blackmore, so that's where we see the penalty come down for the Bulldogs. You know, we've done a great job of containing them to their own 20 for that set. But then Chapel takes the yellow card now. We find ourselves a man down. We find Batley starting just 30 metres out from our line. We've gone from a great position where we're looking much brighter in this half to now where we're on the ropes once more.
On the ropes we are. Batley, a great field position. Chapel in the sin bin. And Rovers down to 12 for the next 10 minutes. Here come the Bulldogs now, looking to work the space. That's good defence though on Amesco. This one's getting tasty. Gareth Moore there in attendance. Nicholson with a kick. And the ball! I thought for a minute the Bulldogs were in then, Joe. But the ball just ran dead in goal. Batley's tails are up again.
Just got some luck, and yeah, they've got a man on us now. They find ourselves in field position once more. We've got the 20 up. We need to get ourselves out of here. We need to get ourselves down the upper end of the field. We need to wait out this time while Sheffield's in the sim and perhaps get ourselves over the line, because we've got to struggle to survive this things out, Ben.
Certainly are, as Rovers are making a change. And it is Jordan Baldwinson returning. And it's Jack Ormondroyd who's coming off. Good spell for Ormondroyd.
Yeah, I mean, Ormondroyd always does his job. He plods on forward and trying to stack him round. It's more like being a lumberjack there, rugby player. But now he can take the ball wide. Winsdale unable to get the ball away to Blackmore. Now who's on the fifth tackle, Sykes with the ball. He was sat in the air. That's going to be a difficult one to field, but he's taken well now. Can we pin Batley back up again once more?
Certainly what Rovers need is as good a defensive set as they had last time out. Here's Johnny Campbell now. Can't really fail to identify him with the afro haircut on his head. And here are the Bulldogs now trying to work out from their own 20. And there's an offload away there that should never have come. But well taken by the Bulldogs, and an extra 5 metres stolen. Nicholson waits. That's a good take by Sean Hesketh there. And Batley are on halfway. Through the hands it goes. Here's Leatherbarrow. What a great chase that is by the Bulldogs. Batley's tails are up. There's no doubt in that at all. And Hardman in possession.
Jack Buster's only just got his attacking line 3 tackles into this set.
And here come the Rovers now. That's got to be back to one. A knock on it is. Wow.
Taken out of the ball, is it?
Look what it was with the break. Look what it was with the break. He was looking for the pass on the outside. It didn't come off. But the chance again for Rovers now, Joe. 6 tackles in the Batley 20. As Minns takes a tap and goes himself, he's held up 3 metres short. More. Teasdale waits now. More again. More. Moves the ball on to Lockwood, who made the break to get Rovers in this position. That's off a Batley hand, is it? No. It's off a Rovers hand, and again the chance goes. But what a break it was from Lockwood, Joe.
Yeah, great break from Lockwood, but once again we're unable to take advantage, and Batley now with the opportunity to get themselves out of it. They've got the penalty now, and they're going to find themselves, starting on their own 40. Opportunity to break out of their own half again. Just not being able to pin them back. Right, start from deep every time at the Rovers.
Indeed they are, and the Batley will restart this on their own 40 now. Nicholson moves that ball aside, and the Bulldogs now are in the Rovers half. How long's gone?
12 minutes.
12 minutes into the second half. It's actually we're at half time. There's a half break. It's come forward. It's a knock on. not a catalogue of errors there again, I think, trying to make sense of it all. But it is going to be a scrum down, head and feed to Rovers on their own 40. On their own 30 as it is, sorry, not the 40. As Andy Ellis returns for Luke Teasdale. Good stint from Teasdale. Let's hope the magic of Andy Ellis can come to the fore now. Joe?
Yeah, Andy Ellis was certainly positive and a big part of when we had that good spell in the first half. What can he give us in the second, we're yet to see. Real standout player of last season, of course. Let's hope he's going to be able to do the same in this coming season, and let's hope he does the same in this coming half. We're doing well here, though. We've broke into the opposition half. Can we swing an attack? That's the question. We're having very few tackles in which to do so. Starting late on in the session, the ball goes to ground there. What's the decision going to be?
It was not followed by the Bulldogs. He got to hands the ball. It was an interesting choice of bounce, I think, for Lockwood again. Ball, the intercept was almost done, but it just went to ground. So Rovers now with head and feet just inside the Bulldogs 40 with 6 tackles now. Certainly need to try and make this field possession and possession count. Hardman. Baldwinson waits and takes that ball on, does Baldwinson. That's a good drive. Still going.
Well, we gained about 2 metres.
Moore sees the gap and tries to go through it. It's a good dart from Gareth Moore. But a knock on. So once again, Joe, promising situation, a promising dart from Gareth Moore, making the yard. But once again, that ball going to ground. It's just not the Rovers' day, is it?
No, it's really not. I'm not sure you can read too much into the ball going to ground in the tackle. It is going to happen on days like today, but disappointing that it happens when we find ourselves in a good area of the field to spin an attack. We've had limited opportunities to do so in this game and in this half. Now we need to look to spin them back, because otherwise we're failing to make anything from deep. Once we break it up to the other end of the field, we're losing the ball. It's just not coming off for us.
Certainly, so what Rovers need to do is just to try and keep the patience, keep the discipline as well. The chances are going to come. It's a question of whether the chances can be taken when they do come. Here are the Bulldogs now, though, in possession again. Alex Rowe. Such a danger man is Alex Rowe when he's running at you at speed. Moved off the mark there, I think. That's a good kick roll from the Bulldogs, turning Hardman round. A kick that found space. A very clever kick from the Bulldogs. Hardman's positioning there. Saw what it was. Saw where the gap was. As Nathan Chappell looks like he's returning from a sin bin in a moment. Lockwood with a pass there, which I don't think was really appreciated. Ellis moves the ball out to the left now, and the chance is on down the left again. But once again, another mistake. It's safe to say, when it's not your day, everything's just going against Rovers at the minute. Struggling to retain possession as Nathan Chappell returns, Joe.
Yeah, we find ourselves with a full team of players now once again. So it'll be interesting to see what we can do. But yeah, whenever we're trying to thread something through the line, it's not coming off for us. The ball's going to ground far too much. It's going to happen. You got to have cold hands out there. But now they're taking the ball down their left side, finding a way through again for Ace.
Caleb Squires with the break, and Ace got in possession now. Nicholson waits. Here's Alex Rowe again. Nicholson. Leatherbarrow with a kick over the top. Juggled. by Rovers. Is that Karen Johnson? Karen Johnson, who's on for Ian Hardman. But that one was well taken by Johnson. Let's see what Karen can do then. And once again the ball's loose, but this time it goes in favour of Rovers. It's a 2-on-1 steal, says the referee. So Rovers with a chance to get some field position now and hopefully build on this. We're going to see the return of Paul Wood in a moment. And we're also going to see the introduction of Mason Tonks. So once again, Rovers in the Bulldogs half. Moore, Sykes. That's a good break from Rovers, trying to work the ball now. Ellis goes down the short side with Lockwood. Lockwood finds Ellis again. Bussey takes on the line. Rovers in on the Batley 10-metre line now. Ellis. Woody's back on now. Moore. That's through the hand. Shocking pass. Probably the most promising position Rovers have been. The most promising attacking set in the Batley half of the whole second half. But that final pass, Joe, going to ground, finding touch. And once again, the chance goes begging.
We create the overlap. Batley jump up on us. It don't come off, but if we'd have been able to squeeze that pass away, Ben, we'd have been in the corner. As it now stands, Batley have a scrum. There's 20 minutes to go in this half.
Got the ball back.
We do not have the ball back. And the advantage from the Rovers is the ball across the again. It's really not our day today.
Free tackle. It was a free play.
Free play though for the Rovers. So we get the ball back now. Scrum on the Batley 10. It's really coming down now, the snow.
In certain ways, it was Karen. No, it wasn't. It was Ben Blackmore on this side. Sorry. That was on the free play. So as it happens, Rovers do retain possession. But the snow's coming down in abundance here at the Foxs Biscuits Stadium. And here are Rovers now with a full set on the Bulldogs line. Ellis waits. But takes on the line himself. Fighting to go into acting halfback. Moore. And it's juggled. And again, possession turned over. Again, the chance goes begging. I hate to say this, Joe. I can't see at the moment Rovers getting over the whitewash.
No, it does appear we're lacking something near the line, but you know, it does only take one moment of magic and we'll find ourselves on our way. If we could keep hold of the ball, I do realise it's difficult in these things. You've got a visual display if you're watching this back on the DVD. But now we've got the ball back, we're running at them with Sharpie. Can we create something? One moment of brilliance, that's all we ask. We'll go home happy.
Here's Paul Wood in attendance now. Ellis shows it once. More. And Rovers are over! Rovers are finally over! For a try.
Milner. Yeah, Milner, I think.
It's Mason Tonks.
Yeah.
Who is over for the try.
One at Leeds, lads. We're all the same, aren't we?
One at Leeds, lads, says Joey. Thought it was Will Milner. As it is, it's Mason Tonks. It's one at Leeds, lads. They're all the same, according to Joe. Rovers are finally over. Batley Bulldogs 22, Featherstone Rovers 4.
Still a bit.
Joe's busy writing down. So it was a great move it was. Down that left-hand side. Mason Tonks hit the gap well. Mason Tonks, 22. And it's going to be Paul Sykes with the conversion attempt. Joe, your thoughts on the try?
Well, finally, first points on the board. I'd have settled for anything. I'd have settled for a knock on from Batley and we just scoop it up. Absolutely anything we've done. I think that's, you know, it's a nice touch that one of the new lads scores the try. He lifts us out the stage of turmoil, to be quite frank, in this game. Paul Sykes now sends that one between the uprights. So we've got ourselves back in this game. What can we do in the closing 15 to 20 minutes? Hey, have some fun, lads.
Aiden here, and so Rovers will get the ball back from this kick-off as the Bulldogs make a change. Brown comes off for the Bulldogs. James Goodstein from him.
James.
Yes, Joe, James Brown, if you look at the sheet there, look. It's a and feed to Rovers. A knock on from the Bulldogs from the kickoff. Did you hear that? No. Supporter, it's not gone 10, it's not gone 10, no, it's gone 20, mate. Was in possession now then. Here's Lockwood. The Ellis waits. Another penalty. So we can piggyback down the field at the minute. Joe, discipline now costing Batley, and can Rovers capitalise?
Yeah, he made. We followed up our try perfectly here. We now just 20 metres out. Paul Wood's got the ball, but we're looking to create something again. Let's get down that left side where we've been effective so far. Let's see if way over the whitewash once more. They're taking it, and he's really impressed me today. He's been one of the few standout players, and has been not the most pleasing of his players, let's be honest.
Once again, 3 performances from Baldwinson, standout performances from each one. And Rovers now camped on the Batley line. And Gareth Moore tries to skip through. Ellis looks like he's going to move out to the right hand side. No, shows it, and it's an attack. Goes pushed back well. Four Batley players in attendance. And it's a penalty for Rovers. Oh, something's kicking off now. There's a bit, I think it was started done by maybe by a push by the Bulldogs. I fancy the penalty are going to go to Rovers here, Joe.
Yeah, we've got to be wary here. Make sure you don't get involved, lads. Make sure you do not daft, because we're finally in the ascendancy in this. We've been waiting long enough, but we've got a real opportunity here. Batley there starting that, so don't get yourselves involved. Stay out of it, and let's make sure we can get on playing.
Indeed, the penalty does go to the Rovers. Ellis takes the tap, finds Moore to Sykes. Juggled there, but still manages to keep possession. Rovers. Ellis again now. Moore again. That's Rovers trying to turn over. I think it's not sure who it is. Moore again with a kick over the top. Will Sharp trying to get there. An acrobatic attempt from Will Sharp. Ball just too high for him. And it's going to be Bulldogs restart on the 20.
You know it was only a half chance when even Will Sharp can't finish him. It was a valiant attempt, but unfortunately unable to get it down, unable to latch hold of that one. It's a great first tackle though from a Rovers perspective as we take them even further back into their own 20.
Indeed, Rovers seem to have finally found that enthusiasm has been lacking for most of the, certainly for all of the first half and the start of the second half. The enthusiasm's there now, the drive in the tackle, the wanting to get involved. As Liam Wormsley on for Rovers now. And Karen Johnson picks that ball up, and here's the goal. He's only got a very slight build as Karen Johnson, but he's certainly got speed. If he can find a gap, he can get through it, Joe.
Yeah, we just need to find a way to get him, really. There's a couple of players we face in this side, but they've not been given the chance to exploit that today. Can they in the remainder of this game?
Ellis from that's in half back.
Milner's come on.
And Will Milner's come on. Oh, that's a mistake it was by Liam Wormsley. Trying to pass when there's only Batley players in the way. The ball now on the. It's good possession there, Joe, but turning the ball over again.
Yeah, not what we wanting to see. Final 11 minutes of this game. It looks like the game's beyond us, but can we finish on top? Can we carry some momentum into that game at Ponty Rugby Union against York? Of course, our final pre-season game that really wants to be going into the competitive season on the up.
We do. As things stand at the moment, it's 3 pre-season games and 3 defeats. Saying that, one could argue the pre-season games don't mean a lot. Rovers won all 4 last year, and they went and lost at Dewsbury. So Rovers have got possession of the ball here with Will Milner, and here's Blackmore now. Alice in attendance, waits for the ball now. It's a good drive through from still a snowy here at the Foxs Biscuits Stadium. It's going to be, not sure what's happening here. The clock stopped, I think. Again, Rovers not playing the ball correctly. It wasn't a clear signal by the referee. He just seemed to wave his arm. It wasn't clear at all. But Rovers penalised nevertheless, Joe. And once again, turning possession over.
To be fair to the referee, I'm glad to see it the next society meeting. I think his signal was okay. Perhaps it was the reading of Jamie, the cameraman's signal. Didn't go down too well. Now Batley with the ball though, just 10 out. Well, it'd be those who finish this game on top. This only their second pre-season game, and they're really looking up for the new season.
They certainly are. As Alistair Lake returns for the Bulldogs, he caused a lot of problems for Rovers in the early stages, and Nicholson is still on as well, so the Bulldogs playing with 2 hookers at the moment. Oh, that's an intercept! And an inside pass, Rovers are away. What a great play that was! Here goes Blackmore now. Batley trying to play the ball down. Referee not in. They've got what they wanted to play the ball slowed down there, Joe.
Yeah, there is an extent if you find your back and you're complaining rather than trying to get up and play the ball. It's difficult to give, but I agree. Cynically slowing to play the ball down there, you know. They've got the game won, don't need to be doing that. It's not replicating the new season at all.
That's a great kick through. What's the chase like? It's a good battle, just managing to get back in the field of play. Here's Johnny Walker now. Johnny Campbell, sorry, my apologies. Doesn't matter at this stage of the game anyway, but the Bulldogs are in possession. They're penned down in their own 10. Oh, what a pass that was that way. That was a bad one. The Bulldogs are away. It's an inside pass again. Oh my word. I'll say something, Joe. That's absolutely fantastic try from the Batley Bulldogs. It was a cut-out, started off with a cut-out pass from Leatherbarrow on his own 10-metre line. And then a flowing move through so many different pairs of hands. Finished off it was by the Bulldogs. By
Alistair Leake.
Alistair Leake it was. What a superb try from the Bulldogs.
Well, sometimes you got to take it off. They got an opportunity, flinging the ball out wide, deep into the break. They get played and they're able to get the ball over the line. They finish this game in style. They make the second half level. That means even playing uphill, they've been able to match us. They've been well and truly beaten today by going out to play to the conditions. They've gone about it well. They've got in support of their own players. And they've looked for weaknesses and managed to capitalise on that. Got to take it out of Ben.
He says, wow, that was a try. I think that's a try worthy of Super League. This is Eddie and Steve raising about this try and playing it over and over and over again. As it is, it's just the Batley Bulldogs and it's just me and Joe. And here's going to be the conversion attempt. The conversion attempt is missed. So Batley Bulldogs 26, Featherstone 6. You can't argue with the quality of the try, Joe. It's just superb effort by the Bulldogs. Not long left in the match now. Where do Rovers go from here in terms of pre-season?
Well, we made the short trip down to Ponty Rugby Union. And on a pitch which I'd assume on a day like today will be equally teared up. It'll be interesting to see how it is for next week. I don't think there's a ground in the country that's safe for the moment. But we've got a game against York. They're in a division lower. They've lost some key players, and so won't expect the strong opposition. Definitely need to get a win there and go into the competitive season on a high. Hunslet by no means are any mugs. We saw them in that grand final, put on a good display, and of course brought in a couple of players of good quality from the Rovers, not least.
Indeed, to have here are the Bulldogs now in possession of their own 20. Batley then trying to work out from their own 20. Here's Leatherbarrow again. That's a flat kick. It's taken on the full by Blackmore. Just inside his own half. And that's a great return. Making fully 15 metres. And again, the Bulldogs slowing things down. And a penalty for Batley. And I think again it's going to be for not playing the ball. No, it's for dissent. Ben Blackmore, I'm not happy with the fact that a penalty wasn't given for slowing it down. Speaking to the referee out of turn, and the penalty going against Rovers.
Yeah, wondering whether that could have been a repeat offence, because of course we saw another penalty not given for holding down on Ben Blackmore a couple of sets ago. Whether there are any words exchanged there, I'm unsure. But, come on, Rovers, just get up, play that ball, and we won't get on with this game. We'd like another try before the game's out.
We would like another try to go, and I can't see Rovers getting one. Here's Nicholson. That's a good hit at speed. Here's Leatherbarrow. What great play. That's scared and throwing this ball around. How a globetrotter style it is. And here are the Bulldogs again. That's a kick through. It's not dead by Andy Ellis, I think, no less. And it's the first dropout of the whole match. And it's Rovers dropping out to the Bulldogs.
This is not what I expected when I turned up to the Foxs Biscuits Stadium today. Played by the Bulldogs. They've shown more aggression in today's game. But that is exactly the kind of performance we've been looking for. Jordan Baldwinson again charging up, being the first man in the tackle. He has been a shining light in this team, which otherwise not getting the performance we'd like to see today, as we've got a man down here. not something we'd like to see in today's game.
Indeed it isn't. We have got a man down. I can't see who it is.
It could be Mins, but I think it's Mins.
Rovers have got a player down. I'm not quite sure who it is from here. But the physio is in attendance. This is going to sound a bit of a strange question for you, Joe. Just whilst we've got a little break in the play, we're in the last 10 minutes. I think you know what I'm going to ask because the look on his face says it all. Can you pick out a man of the match out of this today?
Well, for the last 10 minutes, to make this slightly easier, I've been constantly trying to big up Jordan Baldwin. Andy Ellis, 213, has also had a good game. You know, it's been difficult for an hooker in conditions like this, but he's kept strongly his back up the field. He's been up with the line all the time. But yeah, my man of the match today is another one for the young man, Jordan Baldwinson. He's getting exactly the kind of performance we needed today. Needed a couple more lads who'd be Trojans like that and really gave it to the Bulldogs. A few more of them in the side and we might have seen more of a game.
Indeed, so Jordan Baldwinson gets his second man of the match award after 3 games. Man of the match at Cast and man of the match here today as well. Takes his place on the sideline and Ian Hardman takes his place back on the field and the Rovers have head and feed at this scrum now. Certainly does look very impressive. That's 2 out of 3 man of the match awards for Jordan Baldwinson. It certainly looks an exciting talent, and Leeds, from what Leeds have been saying about him as well, the Rhinos, is a surefire thing for their squad next year.
Yeah, I mean, they've shown commitment to these players that they've sent over in signing them on for next year, so we definitely know we've got talents. But above his talent, which you often see in a young lad that comes into the team, it's his work rate that's really impressed me. Like we said, he's got the dirtiest shirt on the field. He's up first in the line after that dropout, cutting into the final 5 minutes of the game. And all the time he's been constantly in the tackles, constantly putting his hand up to take a drive, even when he's getting the dummy run on tackles to try and create space for his teammates. It's exactly the kind of thing we want from players, particularly when you're in a rough day at the office as a team. Now as we're cutting through the line a bit more, is the light at the end of the tunnel for Rovers? Can we end this game on the up and go into next week's game against York City Knights with something to show for ourselves? As Ben Blackmore here takes it down the right, grubs it inside, but Andy Ellis unable to come away with it.
Indeed it is, and that was a good break from Blackmore down the Rovers right. We have seen little glimpses throughout the match of what Rovers are capable of doing, but just nothing's really gone right for Rovers with that final pass or with the final kick, or just little things that just haven't worked out for Rovers in the end. You got to credit Batley somewhat in their efforts as well today for the way they've stifled the Rovers, especially in the first half. They've shown that with the display today, Joe, they're going to be a threat in this division this year.
They certainly have. A couple of people wrote them off for this season, not mentioning any names such as the man to my left, which is completely something you're not going to see if you're on the video or listening on the stream. But yeah, you didn't expect the trip to Mount Pleasant to be as difficult as it's been, and certainly you're going to wonder whether it's going to be the same coming into our next visit here later in the season. Will it continue to be for other sides? I'm not sure, but I'm certainly not waiting for it and anticipating it. We need to come as a better side than we are currently. Maybe that's the additions we'll bring in, or maybe the players on the field right now are going to make a step up. Who knows? But something has to happen.
It certainly does. A loose pass there from Rovers and just able to pick it up. Rovers are in possession just short of the Batley 30 now. A scoop from Teasdale there. And that's a penalty for Rovers for not clearing the ball. There's Teasdale who won that penalty.
Is he really complaining about it?
You are? So Teesdale now waits. Rovers on the Batley 10, just in front of the 6 now. But once again, the ball's come loose. The story of the match, Joe. Rovers, Joe wants the hooter to blow. It's just not been Rovers' day at all this afternoon. We'll see if Andy Hay is willing to speak to us after the game. Whether or not he will, I don't know. Oh, then again, maybe he won't. So the Bulldogs. And there is the final hooter here at the Foxs Biscuits Stadium. It's not been a good day for the Rovers, I'm sorry to say. An excellent first half of rugby league from the Batley Bulldogs, with tries from Chandler, Campbell and Ainscough. And another try which we weren't sure who scored the second try for the Bulldogs. 3 of those 4 tries were converted. A little bit better in the second half, a try from Nathan Chappell. Before he was put in the sin bin. That was converted by Sykes, and then Alistair Leach scored the final try. Not the best of days at the office for the Featherstone Rovers today. It's finished here at the Foxs Biscuits Stadium. Batley Bulldogs 26, Featherstone Rovers 6.